And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Okay, there's still a blizzard warning out for tonight and until 10 p.m. Friday evening here for the eastern Beaufort Sea coast for Dead Horse, Prudhoe Bay, Kapparik, eastward to Kaktovik and Barter Island. Again, looking at winds continuing to gust to 50 miles per hour out of the east, and that will reduce visibilities at times to a quarter mile or less in blowing snow. And moving on to the river breakup map for today, Thursday, April 25th. Seeing some open areas here along the Tanana River in areas kind of in the central Tanana there. Also on the Nenana River, just south and in toward Nenana, some open areas there, and some open also along the Copper River. Otherwise, everywhere else still pretty solid as far as the ice goes. So just starting to see the breakup occurring here, mainly on the Tanana River. And for the satellite imagery, big area high pressure here aloft over the eastern interior, extending down into British Columbia and the southeast coast in the Gulf of Alaska, and a front weakening here over the southwest interior, trailing on down across the Barren Islands and then into the Pacific. Another band of clouds right through here, bringing some areas of light rain to the Alaska Peninsula today. Low pressure keeping it showery out over the Bering Sea, Pribilofs down to the eastern Aleutians, with some areas of light precipitation extending up along the west coast there across the Seward Peninsula and up and toward the northwest coast, with sunny, mild conditions again over the central and eastern interior. Copper River Basin, mostly sunny. A little bit of an increase in the clouds over northern Cook Inlet today on down toward Homer Sildovia, actually with some light rain occurring at times this afternoon. Not bringing rain all the way down to Kodiak. We only had anywhere from 1 to 2/10 of an inch, and that was one of the heavier amounts here in the state today. And rolling this through again, you can see not a lot of storminess on here. We've got a weak system here near the Pribilof Islands, and then a couple of weak fronts, one here and this other one. That'll wash out tonight is right over south central Alaska. But looking at today's analysis, that weak front lying across the southwest coast in over Bristol Bay down to Kodiak Island, spreading increasing clouds and increasing moisture up toward the southern Kenai Peninsula, southern Cook Inlet. Areas of light rain again across Kuskokwim Bay in toward Iliamna Lake and across the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta. And a lot of showers out over the Bering Sea with this persistent low just west of the Pribilof Islands, extending down into Adak and Atka and in toward the eastern Aleutians. Some scattered shower activity along that trough over the Seward Peninsula up to the northwest coast. Mostly sunny, warm conditions, fairly light winds. Winds along the Arctic coast gusting anywhere from 35 to 50 miles an hour. With the lower visibilities on the east side, near 40 mile an hour wind gusts at Point Lay out of the east, but visibility is much higher there. Otherwise, light winds all the way down into the Gulf of Alaska and the southeast coast today, partly mostly sunny skies, very light winds there. And for tonight, not much change, maybe an increase in the low clouds here along the coast of the Panhandle, otherwise staying pretty nice with light winds in the interior there. Light winds for the Gulf of Alaska, Prince William Sound into the interior tonight. That front weakens here right across south central Alaska and the Kuskokwim Valley, with showers, areas of light rain from the Alaska Range into the Kuskokwim Mountains. This weak front pushing some more light rain into the southwest coast to Bristol Bay and in toward southwest or western Kodiak Island. Low pressure here keeps a widespread area of light rain and showers going from the Pribilof Islands down in toward Atka Island, especially over the eastern Aleutians. Look for periods of light rain there and fog, low clouds and drizzle all the way into the Alaska Peninsula, and some light precipitation, light mixed precipitation, Seward Peninsula, just clipping the far western Arctic coast, mostly west of Point Lay, but Cape Lisburne, Point Hope, Kivalina could see some rain or snow showers tonight. And for tomorrow, remnants of that first front keeps mostly cloudy skies with a risk of an afternoon shower over the mountains here of south central Alaska. This front brings some periods of light rain in across the Kuskokwim Delta, southern Kuskokwim Valley, but mostly Bristol Bay and the Alaska Peninsula here. Looks pretty wet over Kodiak Island with cloudy skies, low clouds and fog, light rain or drizzle there throughout the day. Some of that up toward the southern Kenai Peninsula. Another partly to mostly sunny day. Warm temperatures, light winds over the interior. Still looking at those gusty east winds on the eastern Arctic coast, but a little bit lighter on the west side. Trough dropping southward here brings an enhanced shower condition to the central and eastern Aleutians, drying out to the north of that. And another partly to mostly sunny day with light winds for the southeast coast. And for the first day of the weekend, this storminess kind of shifts east and south, and that allows drier air to come in back for mostly sunny skies over south central Alaska, all the way up in the interior there to the Arctic coast, looking really nice. Variable clouds, dry conditions for the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta. Bering Sea as well. The only thing out here over the eastern Bering Sea is a weak trough with a few isolated showers with that'll spread down to the Alaska Peninsula. Still a chance of rain over Kodiak Island, but that'll probably be diminishing late in the day and into the evening as this low center tries to kick off to the southeast. But as everything moves eastward here, look for rain to push into the southern panhandle during the day with that front. Drier conditions to the north, just some scattered shower activity up toward Juneau. And Lynn Canal, Haines may stay dry up towards Skagway, partly sunny for Yakutat. High pressure out over the Bering Sea, keeping any frontal activity back to the west or down to the south. And for the lows tonight, anywhere from 0 to 5 for the north slope and the Arctic coast, in the teens for the Brooks Range. South of the mountains, though, mostly in the 30s, all the way down to the North Gulf Coast, Kodiak Island, Bristol Bay, 30 to 35 here for the southwest coast. Bering Sea in the upper 20s, Aleutians mid-30s, and in the 30s to near 40 for the southeast coast. Highs for tomorrow, 60 to 65 over the southern panhandle. Actually, most of the panhandle will see highs 60 to 65, a little cooler, of course, near the coastline. And highs in the 50s or upper 40s to lower to mid-50s. South central Alaska, mid-50s for the Tanana Valley eastward. To Eagle, down to Northway and Tok, but into the 50s as well in the Copper River Basin. Chillier for the North Slope and Arctic coast, highs there anywhere from 10 to 15, and mid to upper 40s for the North Koyukuk Valley out to the Kobuk Valley, and in the 30s all the way out to St. Lawrence Island in the Seward Peninsula. Mid to upper 30s for the southwest coast and the Aleutians. Followed by lows Saturday morning. 5 below to 5 above for the North Slope and the Arctic coast, and the teens again for the Brooks Range. 20s and lower 30s here for the interior areas, with temperatures mostly in the lower to mid 30s, staying above freezing south central Alaska, but into the mid 20s, the Copper River Basin. 35 to 40 for the southeast coast and the Aleutians. And the highs for the afternoon Saturday, 50s to lower 60s south central Alaska, with mid 40s over Kodiak Island, 45 to 55 in Bristol Bay, upper 40s to mid 50s for the central interior, and 10 to 15 for the highs for the North Slope and the Arctic coast. Otherwise, the southeast coast a little cooler now, upper 40s to upper 50s.